Hello, everybody. My name is Aaron.
My name is Mike.
I'm Jeff.
I'm Eric, and
welcome to AMPED Golf. Eric from Swizzy Golf is joining us this week.
He's back.
Welcome back.
He's back for
Happy to be back.
Third time, I think.
Yeah.
Third time.
That's awesome. He's got some really good stuff to share with us later on about what's happening, what's new at Swizzy Golf. So that's awesome. We'll look forward to that. But really, let's start with the Open. The final major of the year happened. And my question for you guys, just before we really dive in, especially on the Sunday round, is did Rory choke or lose it, or did Cam win it?
Cam won.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I agree.
Yeah. Rory didn't play bad golf at all. I mean,
He was 2 under for the final round, which,
Yeah.
I mean, there was scoring to be had, but
Right.
he didn't back up.
He didn't back up. He didn't have any crazy mistakes. He may have left a couple putts out there, but I mean, he 2-putted everything. He looked he looked good. He just didn't win. And that sucks.
There was a lot of people rooting for him, obviously. And I think he hit 18 greens in regulation on Sunday.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did. 2 putts per green, 2 under because he hit the par 5s for eagle putts. So
It sucks that he left himself with a lot. I mean, everyone was, but on Sunday, leaving yourself with those really long putts, it's hard. I mean, it's really hard to score when you're putting 100 feet. When your first putt's 100 plus feet every time.
Right. I agree. What do you think, Eric?
Yeah, that's pretty much what happened. I feel like there were a few times early in the round, maybe this was Saturday, if my days are getting mixed up, when you thought, oh, here it comes. This is maybe the Rory meltdown, few holes, he's going to collapse. And it just never happened. He just stayed there.
Mm-hmm.
Cam just turned into Cam.
It's crazy.
Yeah, Rory's done really well this year at not having that one round in the mid to high 70s, right? So he's got a top 10 in every major so far this year. He's playing the best golf I've seen him play in probably the last 8-9 years. Last time he won a major was 8 years ago. So it sounds and feels like he's rededicated himself to golf and playing at a high level. And it shows. He's there. He's present every time there's a tournament that he shows up for. He's near the top of the leaderboard. So I love it. I think Rory's good for the game. He's got a mouth. He's not afraid to use it, which I like. And he's not afraid to go, hey, maybe we should be talking to Live Golf, which I like as well. So shout out to Rory, because we thought you were going to win it when we didn't play golf Sunday because it was supposed to rain.
Oh, the radar was just a mess.
And let's not do it, right? So Aaron popped over, and we got to watch the tournament, and we're sitting there, and I'm like, Rory's not doing anything, and Cam's making moves. So Cam started Sunday 4 shots back of Rory and Victor Hovland. Victor played lights out on Saturday too, and seemed to come out of nowhere because he has not had a great year.
Right.
Cam hit a really nice approach at number 2 to set him up for his first birdie. And then on the 5th hole, his second shot hit that huge double green. And that hole was cut 85 yards onto the green. 85 yards.
Mm-hmm.
That just tells you how large these greens were, right? So he left his first putt around 15 feet short, but rolled in the birdie putt. So, and this is the story of the day for him. He hit a lot of 15, 20 footers that helped him score. His putting was phenomenal.
It's the best putter on tour. I mean, hands down, just short game in general. He made it look effortless on Sunday. I mean, he looked like he wasn't trying, looked like he wasn't bothered at all. He was just rolling in every putt.
Well, that was when he was putting, but getting there was an entertaining prospect on a couple of those holes. It could have gone pear-shaped for him in a big way, in a hurry.
On 17, too. I mean,
17 was one. Yeah.
That putt he had to go hit a sneak past a bunker up over a ridge, and he just had to give himself a chance.
Right. So he got the birdie at 5, right? And then he stayed pretty quiet until, was it number 10, where he hit his 3-wood, left him a short pitch, and then he hit it to about 5 feet, where he got his 3rd birdie of the round. On the par 3 11th, a really decent shot there. 20 feet though, sank the putt. to get within one of Rory at that point. Then another at the par 4 12th to give him 3 in a row. And to get him to 17 under, one back of Rory, who just had a birdie to put him at 18 under. At 13, he notched his 4th birdie in a row, draining another 20-footer. He had an amazing putt on the par 5 14th to give himself a 2-footer for birdie, and basically 5 in a row at that point. And put him at 19 under par. Pars at 16, 17, and a huge par save, like you said, Aaron, at 17, right? Get him to that 18th hole, which is a very drivable hole. Mm-hmm. Left it in front of the green, made a 4-footer to get him to 20 under to win it. Rory had a chance.
He made a 4-footer right after Cam Young made an eagle to tie it up, which was crazy.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, the pressure in on the final round, I can't imagine what it's like. So
he looked like it didn't bother him at all.
Didn't bother him at all. Cam Young is another one that was there the entire time, right? Mm-hmm. And it looked like at first he was going to maybe run away with it a little bit, but I loved it. I thought the whole thing was good. I thought the course was amazing with how firm it was and the different bounces. You could hit it in the middle of the fairway, and if you got a bad bounce, you didn't know where you're going to end up. So I love that part of it. So the greens, unbelievable. It's just putting from everywhere. I mean, Ian Poulter sank the longest putt ever recorded live or on TV in a tournament, right? With 160 feet or something like that.
Yeah.
So
I think it was like a professional, because I think funny enough, I think Michael Phelps has the longest recorded televised putt or something. So not only is he like a crazy Olympian, but he also holds that random record or
random accolade. Sports record.
Yeah. And now, everybody was talking about how they were like, it's going to go 30 under because this course is so easy. It's easy. And I think the RNA did a really good job with the pin placements of making a lot of these holes inaccessible. I mean, you couldn't go at a lot of these pins. So especially over the weekend. Right. So I think they did a really great job, but think about this. Cam was 1 over on Saturday. Imagine if he had just put back to back, 5, 6, 7, 8 unders, where he would have finished. It's amazing. His Saturday wasn't great, but he was still in contention. And then he just came out Sunday and just obliterated everybody. He played better than everybody.
Yeah.
That's what it comes down to. So
he's also now the second person to have won the Players Championship and the Open Championship in the same year, behind Jack Nicklaus. And he tied the lowest round in a major championship at 20 under par.
Yeah, there's a couple others at 20 under par for the major.
Like DJ and Tiger or something like that.
DJ at the Masters, the fall Masters, right?
Yeah.
Jason Day, I think 2015 PGA.
Yeah. Jason Day, that's right. You're absolutely correct. I remember that now. So so Cam Young played really well. He shot a 7 under to Smith's 8 under. He might have left a shot or two there, but again, he didn't lose it. He didn't choke. He did everything he possibly could. Cam Smith was just that much better. Hovland, again, was a huge surprise to me, seeing him up on the leaderboard on Saturday when I checked the scores, like seemingly out of nowhere. He was playing very, very well. Did you see the picture of the kid when Rory's teeing off and there's a kid behind the green?
Yeah, double fingers crossed. First kid to clap then when the ball got away. Yeah.
Just amazing. I mean, and they talk about how Rory handled the defeat, where he shook hands with everybody. He stuck around for everything. He engaged with the crowd. He gave interviews. He stayed positive. And then the lasting image, one of the guys from the Final Cut, who was a reporter for CBS News, watched him pull away in a golf cart, and he buried his head in his wife's shoulder, and they just took off as quick as possible. But he came out afterwards and said, look, the next shot is the most important shot to me. My job is to go out and hit shot after shot after shot and do the best I can. And right now it's there. It's coming. I feel it. Mm-hmm. So
it's there.
Well, it always seems like too, when these guys just miss in majors, and maybe it's different for a guy like Rory because he's always there, but I feel like when a guy just misses in a major, he comes back and wins.
Well, Cam Smith
one or the one after that.
Yeah.
Cam Smith. There you go. Yeah. So you got to think Rory for the Masters next year is going to be.
It would be so great.
Favorite. Yeah.
And Rory, it's got to be exhausting, especially the pressure. I mean, I'm sure there were emotions involved, right? But I would have been like, I need 3 fingers of bourbon neat and a nap. Like, I'm like, just get me home, honey.
Yeah.
I'm all done.
Yeah,
So,
we do know how many beers fit in the claret jug now. Thank you, Cam. 2 beers. So he looked at it and said, yeah, probably 2 beers. And then he confirmed later. There's pictures of him traveling as well, just flying commercial where he's got the case for the claret jug and he's trying to stuff it into the overhead bin. I'm not checking this. I don't care what you say, right? So I was also surprised by Tommy Fleetwood, who showed
Tommy
up on
was
the
around.
his slow start on Thursday, where he shot even par, really hurt him. He needed to, put a decent number on the board to really get there, but he just kept grinding and showing up. So,
well, he got a top 10 out of that one. Was he 4th, 5th?
Yeah, tied for 4th or tied for 5th with DJ, right? Wasn't he tied with DJ?
Mm-hmm.
The DJ fell apart. Sorry, that's unfair. He didn't fall apart. He just didn't play as well as other people on the weekend. He was right there Thursday, Friday, but Saturday, Sunday, he went 4 under, right? I think it was where he was 10 under the first 2 days. So
he topped a drive on 17 on Saturday that went like 290 yards. Like it just rolled 290 or something like that.
It almost hit the bridge. Like it was close to hitting the bridge. And Rory and he were laughing about it. They were teasing each other, warming up for the Sunday round. And I'm like, you know what? I hit a drive like that. It's going 18 yards, right? DJ hits it 290 yards down the fairway.
Yep.
Yeah. Our top is a little pop up off the tee that, might dribble. His is 290 yards. Son of a pitch. You got to love it. Were you shocked that Tiger didn't make the cut?
No.
Well,
I hoped he would make it, obviously, but no. I'm also not I feel like there's a lot of people that are just heaping pressure onto him again, but the guy's, it's going to take a while. He might never get back to playing. He might, play the next couple of years and then decide it's not worth it and just do something else or, finally retire.
It was disappointing. You thought after the PGA and the Masters that he has a miracle. Those two makes the cut. You got to think he makes the cut here, despite everything going on. But it was disappointing. Yeah. I always had a tradition, just wake up for Tiger's early round, whatever time it was, and that was always one of the best golf days of the year. It's 4:30 in the morning, still dark out. You just have Tiger and the British Open announcers that are so calming and relaxing. And unfortunately, I didn't feel like making the early wake up call for Tiger's Friday round this year, but I always loved doing that so much.
Yeah, Homa got to play with him, and he said it was the 2 greatest days of his golfing life to be able to play with Tiger and just witness that, especially that walk over the bridge at the end and stuff. So
right. Well, he hit it in the berm off of the first tee, right? And you ask anybody who plays in that tournament, you hit it in the berm off the first tee, and it's easy to never recover. And it just didn't happen for Tiger.
Yeah, you can't start with a double bogey off the first, right? You can't do it. And he did, and it was hard to recover. He didn't look horrible, but he did not look comfortable from what I saw. So he played a lot of practice rounds too. I want to say he played 3 or 4 rounds in just 2 or 3 days there. So maybe that has something to do with it. Who knows? Other notables that didn't make the cut: Max Homa, Aaron. That was your
my
horse.
Dark horse. Yep.
Yeah, and Morikawa at +1 was a kind of a surprise, but not really with the way he's been playing this year.
Yeah, he hasn't been playing very well this year,
and not his golf.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. Kevin Na, not a surprise for me, but he didn't make it at +4. Brooks Koepka, again, he hasn't done anything this year really. +4, and Phil at +5. So.
What has Phil done this year besides shoot over par?
20 over in his 2 live golf events, right? Isn't that what he's done? And then this one 5 over. So Phil,
he's having a tough year.
Yeah, he took a lot of time off, and there's 2 schools of thought on the time off, and we've talked about this in the past. It doesn't hurt you because they're professional golfers, or it hurts you. And I'm of the school where if you don't play, it hurts you.
Well, the problem is, go ahead, Aaron.
No, I was just agreeing with him. You're good.
Phil's got arthritis, right? So pounding rounds of golf on that spine of his isn't necessarily a good thing. I would say a DJ or a Koepka taking a lot of time off, somebody who's, doesn't have that kind of progressive injury would possibly be a negative, right? But I think that helps Phil's body, but obviously he doesn't have his form back. So
Yeah, Bryson didn't play horrible.
No.
Bryson did open his mouth though and say, driver. This course is set up, and then he put the driver pretty much in the bag for the whole tournament. He didn't hit it very much. So I can respect that, because he's going, oh shit, maybe I shouldn't do this. Maybe I should try to keep it under control. And
I think he also hit 6 iron, like 360 one day on 14 or something.
Nice.
Yeah. Having that kind of distance really changes the bag setup for you. So.
Yeah.
I'm at 180. What I'm going to hit up, pitching wedge looks good.
Yeah. I'm going to hit the 64-degree wedge here.
Just a nice light gap wedge.
A nice light gap wedge. So I got another question for you guys. If you didn't make it, but you were the first alternate, would you show up to the event anyway?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Ready to go.
First alternate, yes. I would probably show up and go.
You never know.
Well, Alex Noren was the first alternate for the Open Championship. And he's like, no one's going to miss this. So he flew to California to play in a Barracuda Championship.
Oh, shit.
And Justin Rose withdrew.
Nice.
And he just, damn it. What do you do? So it gave Rikuya Hoshino the chance as a second alternate to play, and he missed the cut at 4 over par. But as the first alternate, I would think in a major, you got to go, because you don't know what's going to happen, right? But I got to respect his decision to say, no one's going to drop out of this, and I need to play to get points. I need FedEx Cup points. So I can't really fault him for that, but it is what it is.
Rose was a last-minute dropout, too.
Yeah, it was very last minute. So I think it was a late Wednesday dropout. So he had some stuff going on, some injuries going on. So I thought it was a fitting end to the major season. And the Open Championship, the 150th, I thought they did a great job. I was surprised that the crowds weren't as big as I thought they were going to be.
They were record crowds, though.
They might have been record crowds, but I saw a lot of open seats, and I didn't see, the masses. But how they filmed it, right, could be the way.
And how they set it up, too. They may have actually overestimated. So even though they had record crowds, they may have, had a lot of capacity that didn't go fulfilled. So.
Right.
True.
And Europe is a little bit different critter still with the COVID situation. So
yeah, they are, but they do know how to yell after somebody hits a tee shot, because they were just as vocal as any of the American crowds I've ever seen. So
did we hear Baba Booey too much over there?
No Baba Booey, but a lot of other stuff. And I was a little surprised that it was going on, especially with, how uptight they are. I mean, I thought the internet was going to break in Europe when they showed JT's outfit for Thursday, which was those jogger pants and a camouflaged hoodie.
Nice.
And people were like, "Oh no. That's not what he should be wearing. He's disrespecting the Open."
Goodness, such disrespect.
Is JT ever going to take the time to learn how to play links golf?
I don't know that I would necessarily do it, unless, the Open should be his goal, right? Or is probably a goal as a caliber player that he is. But he's so good on other courses, so
yeah. He was practicing Tuesday or Wednesday, and the Open Champions dinner type thing that was going on, and he walked by Tiger, and Tiger said, "Hey, I'll see you at the dinner." Oh wait, no, I won't. You haven't won it here. So JT's been getting a lot of ribbing lately. Lowry was giving him some grief over a shot he hit, and they were going back and forth, and JT turned around and gave him an FU. It was all in jest and stuff, but it was caught on mic, and a lot of fun. He seems like a good guy that could take the ribbing. Obviously, he's friends with Tiger. Tiger can really throw a lot of shade his way and say, wait, oh no, you haven't done that yet. Oh wait, you haven't done that yet either. And just keep going and going and going. So
yeah, but that's not really fair. Tiger's got a long list of things a lot of other people haven't done. So
yeah, they asked him about getting another trophy, another Open Championship trophy, and he's like, "Well, I do have 4 shelves on my trophy case, and there's 3 filled with claret jugs right now." So you gotta love the confidence in the guy.
Yep.
my leg is a mangled mess, and I can still play golf better than 99% of the people in the world. So not bad.
No, not bad.
Henrik Stenson is expected to sign with Live Golf for about $30 million, which is about the same amount that Poulter and Westwood received. And if he does that, the plan is to strip him of his Ryder Cup captaincy. So, yeah, apparently there's a clause in his contract with Ryder Cup Europe that reads something like this: the successful candidate will be expected during his tenure to commit to supporting the Ryder Cup and the DP World Tour exclusively. It goes to read, and therefore, by extension, not supporting or promoting other properties, including without limitation other tours, leagues, series, or competitions. So that's expected to be announced anytime now, along with Cam Smith's announcement today, which to me was a bit of a shocker. Not really. I've been hearing a lot of stuff about Live is appealing to people because of the guaranteed money, and it gives them the opportunity to stay closer to home more often and play less golf. Now, this is going to have implications on the world golf ranking points and stuff like that they may or may not receive for it. And my question is this: the 54-hole limit should prevent them from ever getting official world golf ranking points. How can they compete with everybody else at 72 holes? They're only 54. So
right.
Is that a huge detriment? Is that enough to keep them out of getting world golf ranking points for Live Golf events?
If the model's based around a 72-hole format, then probably.
Prorate it.
Yeah,
prorate it. You would have got this, but that. And I thought it was funny. I sent this to Jeff. I'm like, so DJ is leading on Saturday. Does he just walk away and say, I won? They only play 54, but
well, he's guaranteed payout, right? So
yeah, and guaranteed payout. And the thing with Live Golf, it's a limited field every week, right? Or every tournament. They only have 48 players, right? For the 54 holes and a shotgun start, which, okay, at first it's still kind of gimmicky for me for a professional tournament having a shotgun start, but I do like that it's 4 hours long or whatever it's going to be.
Right.
That's kind of cool. And I do like their scoring that they show live on the left side of the screen too. That's a cool feature. I'd love to see that on more things. The 54 holes, I think, is going to hurt them. And I believe what I'm hearing is they're going to be driving a lot of players that are playing for Live exclusively to the Asian Tour, which Live is partnered with, because the Asian Tour still can get points for the official world golf rankings. So,
well, I mean, one of the things that Live Tour really had to work on was announcers, and there was a big coup in that arena this week as well. So
yeah, Faraday's going. So
yeah, I saw that.
It's not surprising. I understand it. Guaranteed money, good money. Hey, I'm taking care of myself.
Pretty soon, Sir Nick Faldo will be over there too. After he stated he was going to be done, he's going to go over to Live. I bet.
I'd make that trade.
Yeah,
I'd give them Faldo and get Faraday back.
Yeah,
Faraday's definitely entertaining. He's got stories for days. So I didn't mind Faldo, but I do like Faraday better. Sir Charles Barkley has reached out to Live Golf to inquire if there's a spot for him to help with the announcing as well.
It's terrible. It's just terrible.
It's terrible. It's terrible. So I didn't think they'd be this serious. I didn't think they'd be able to get the players they're getting. I was okay with the players they had because, for the most part, kind of washed up right towards the end of their career. Taylor Gooch was really the one that I thought, hey, all right, he still had a lot of life left on the PGA Tour, but Cam, man.
Yeah, that was a little surprising, honestly.
Yeah, well, I was surprised about Cam, but that I think speaks to the money. I don't think there's a lot of people don't have a concept of how much money they are willing to spend, and they are really writing big checks.
Mm-hmm.
And
it's generational wealth for people,
yeah,
and it's setting them up long term to basically do whatever they want with their life. And for somebody like DJ, who's a good golfer, I mean, a great golfer, right? Not good. He's a great golfer. golf isn't his number one priority. It just never, I don't think it ever has been.
Right.
So, all right, give me $150 million. Thank you. That's all I need. Appreciate it. I can go fish and play with my wife as much as I want now.
And for the most part, a lot of these guys are making a lot of their money on endorsements, which they're not really losing a lot of those endorsements either going to live. So I would imagine they're still going to be getting a ton of money from that.
Yeah, anybody that goes to live that has endorsements that are specifically tied to the PGA Tour,
right?
Bridgestone's one of them. Rocket Mortgage is another one. Things like that, they're going to lose those instantly because they don't want to mess with what they have going with the PGA Tour. It's still lucrative. And I go back to a statement we talked about a week or two ago. How does Live Golf start developing their own players? They don't have a way to do that except through the Asian Tour. And I don't know that there's enough there in the Asian Tour to drive people to go there instead of Corn Ferry or other routes.
Well, I think I'll use the analogy of adding professional sports teams. So where do they draw these additional players? Well, they pull more out of the college ranks, right? There are a lot of college golfers out there that are, that are hungry, looking to go. If, they walk up to some amateur who is, like this and say, hey, guaranteed 30 million. Let's go golf on the Live Tour. They can use that as a recruiting tool.
They've been throwing a couple million a year out at some of the better amateur golfers and college golfers. They got the number 2 ranked college golfer to go over, I think, for $2 million. Plus, it's guaranteed money on a no-cut event, so it's automatically going to be making money. Never had tour status, so he can't be banned, right? Well, he could be banned, but he can't be kicked off of it, right?
Right.
So how does this going to play out? This is going to play out in the next year or so very, very interestingly, because does the Masters ban people that are from Live Golf Tour? They can if they want to. They're not affiliated with the PGA Tour. They can do whatever they want. Same thing for all the other 3 events. They're not run by the PGA Tour. So they got to kick the can down the road. So for this year, but what do they do next year?
Yeah, I think another question they're going to have to really answer is, let's say I'm an amateur. I never turned pro. I have no PGA Tour, no DP World Tour. I have no affiliation with anything PGA. I play as an amateur on the Live Tour, 3 years, golfing against these good guys, post great numbers. Now I want to come back and enter the PGA and go after my card.
Yeah, I think it's something that's going to be looked at. This is going to go to court somewhere. I know it's going to. PGA banned players, but they didn't fine them. DP World Tour fined them $100,000. That's a different animal, right?
Yeah.
So now direct money is involved where they fine the players. The players are going to, Poulter already took them to the first step of whatever their court system is with 2 other people. He's not going to let it die. He's going to push it. Wouldn't you? I would.
Absolutely.
So
going back to the world ranking points too. If they're not earning any, most of these majors are basing their qualifications on world ranking points. So even if the Masters and US Open, whatever it is, don't just say, oh, I'm not allowing these guys, most of these guys may not qualify just because they're not earning world ranking points.
Right. They may fall out of that specific line.
Yeah, it's a great point, Eric. Because they just
go ahead, Jeff.
I was just going to say they just won't earn the points, so they can't make the cut.
Cam is now exempted to all the majors until 2027 or through 2027.
Yeah, you get that big exemption.
Dang, that's
pretty
I
good.
forgot about that. That's wild.
Yeah, so I mean, he's set himself up. He's got a great year. Scotty Scheffler looked like he was going to be the runaway player of the year, right? He was just cruising along, and then he kind of fell off. He's still relevant, and I'm not saying he's not deserving of where he's at. Cam is right there behind him now, right? What happens if Cam wins the Tour Championship or wins a couple events going into the Tour Championship at the finals at East Lake? He could pull it away from Scotty, couldn't he?
I just saw that comparison because I wasn't even thinking of that because Scotty was such a far runaway for most of the season. And it's really kind of close even as it is. Cam's got more or a similar number of top 10s and top 5s in much fewer events.
In less events, yeah.
And just one fewer win, and he's got players in the Open versus Masters and a WGC. So if he gets one more win, I think it probably locks it up.
Yeah, because he's won 3 times so far this year alone. So, I mean, if he's still a little over 1,000 FedEx Cup points behind Scotty. Actually, he's 1,221 points behind Scotty Scheffler. So Scotty has to really struggle through the playoffs to lose this, I think.
Right. And Cam moved up to number 2 in the world.
Yes.
Bumped Rory down to number 3. Patrick Cantley still at number 4. I thought Patrick was actually going to have a better week than he did. He started showing up. He was there. I'm like, holy cow, he's contending in a major.
Well, he went up and then he really kind of boop.
Yep. The John Rahm free fall continues. He's down to number 5. Shoffley moves down to number 6. JT, Colin Morikawa, Victor Hovland, and Matty Fitzpatrick all stay where they were, with Sam Burns at 11, Spieth at 12, Zalatoris at 13. I thought Zalatoris was going to have a better week than he did.
Yep.
Matsuyama, who the rumor mill is hot and heavy on Matsuyama going to Live Golf as well. They're saying he's got a deal done already. DJ moves up to 16. Finau stays where he is. And then Homa drops down out of the top 20 with his failure to make the cut. So that hurt him.
Yeah.
Koepka continues his free fall. Oosthuizen continues his free fall. Kevin Kisner, who I thought was going to do really well, didn't do very much. And it's interesting looking at the official world golf rankings now, because you look at a lot of the live golfers and they're not doing anything right other than DJ. So DJ's showed up for the major and that helped. But
Yep.
the rest of them are in a free fall. So if they don't have exemptions, it's going to be hard for them to play. Asian Tour is about to be really big.
Right.
Yeah. The funny thing is I lived in Japan for 5.5 years in the service. Golf is a passion over there. They are very passionate about their golf. And, I had a course on base, and it wasn't anything great, but I had a Japanese friend who really didn't golf, but I asked him if he wanted to come on base with me and golf around. And you'd have thought I gave him my firstborn child to take care of. Like it was a big deal to them. So it's very pricey for the average Japanese citizen to go hop on a golf course, because land is so at a premium over there. So it's interesting.
Yeah.
They don't need a license like you need in Germany, though, right?
Do you need a license to golf?
You do. We covered it in one of our podcasts early in the year.
Interesting.
And if you're a foreigner going over there, you have to prove you're handicapped. You have to have a certain handicap in order to get on the golf courses. If you can't, you can take a course with one of their pros at a course, and he can certify you that you're able to golf. So it's pretty cool. It's a really neat system, and I understand why they do it. They don't have a ton of golf courses. It's not like here in Northwest Ohio where we can walk, or drive, 50 miles in any direction to hit 10 golf courses. That doesn't exist there. So
right. Yeah,
they
Japan
sure.
doesn't either. It's a serious shortage. So
So you hear John Rahm kind of trying to make a case for Garcia to be able to play in the Ryder Cup.
That's right. Sergio's had the Live Tour too, isn't he?
He is, and
Bye.
Whatever. I mean, Sergio.
His powers boost said, "Well, bye."
Oh, hey! Before I forget, happy birthday, Jeff. Jeff had his birthday on Thursday, and we got to celebrate it the previous weekend, which was great.
Thank you.
But I want everybody to know Jeff is officially much older than I am, and pretty much the oldest person in amped golf, except for his wife, Mary, who is the oldest person in amped golf, I believe.
That's correct. So we
and a cheater.
And she was disqualified for it too. Rumor has it.
Yeah. So anyway, happy birthday, Jeff.
Thank you.
I just wanted to give you that shout out.
Appreciate that.
Garcia is whining again. So
no.
Yeah, he's getting out of DP World Tour. He's relinquishing his membership there. He said he's had enough, and he's not impressed with the DP World Tour's strategic alliance with the PGA Tour. He actually said, "I like to play where they want me, and on the European Tour right now, I don't feel loved." So I feel a little sorry about the Ryder Cup, but the way I'm playing, I'm not here to play Ryder either.
All
Interesting.
right. He always does. He actually does well at the Ryder Cup. He's typically a show up and play kind of player for the Ryder Cup.
Isn't he one of the top points getters in
Mhm.
Ryder Cup history? I mean, it's just he's been very, very strong for the Ryder Cup. So, he said it's the first time that he made a decision thinking only of himself and his family.
Okay, I can respect that.
Yeah, sure. So he finished the Open Championship at 2 under, which is good enough for a tie for 68th place, which is better than a lot of live golfers have done. So, what do you guys think about Sergio? Is he the whining crybaby I think he is, or am I not giving him enough credit?
He's always got something to say.
Eric, you are
He's
100%
usually
correct.
never good. So
I've been watching Sergio for a long time. I saw him when he first came on the tour. I actually saw him in person. I tried to like him on so many occasions, and it's just, he's okay. I'm not going to miss him. If you're going to go do your thing, yeah, absolutely. And he was always a critique for his putting, which he struggled with over the years. But it's not going to bother me either way.
I also don't get what is he complaining so much about the tour. There's obviously a lot of stuff maybe going on the inside, but you hear him and maybe even a few other guys complaining so much about the tour. I don't understand. What are you expecting from the tour?
Right.
That's a great point. What's the tour owe you exactly?
You're going out there and you're playing for yourself, and you want to make more money, you can win more. And if you want certain things to happen, why don't you suggest them? So I just don't understand what he's expecting from the tour to just hand him.
Right.
I think Tiger summed it up pretty well, saying that, hey, look, it's a lot of money, but what do you have to practice for anymore? What do you have to work for? You're just being handed something. He goes, that goes against everything that I know. People don't have to work for it anymore. There's no incentive to go out and practice to refine your game and get better. And if you look at some of the scores that have been posted in Live Golf, he's not wrong, right?
Right. Well, that's the thing. It's when does that mentality shift now to instead of grinding it out when you're young and really aspiring to be a great and win all these majors to, I just need to get good enough to get on Live Tour so I can get paid to play golf. And it doesn't matter what I shoot.
Right. So you could party on a plane like Pat Perez for shooting an 80 on the final round and getting almost $1 million because you happened to be on the winning team.
Right.
A lot of people are picking that picture apart of him dancing around in that plane. He's still got almost $1 million though. And
I'd laugh all the way to the bank. And so
Right.
What are they looking for? So you've got a golfer that posts a 13 under, right? So are they saying, well, because it wasn't a 20 under, it's not on the same caliber as PGA golf? We only shot 3 rounds, folks.
Right.
Yeah, I don't think that's what some of them are saying. I believe some are saying that, but I think others are saying that it doesn't really matter what you do. You're guaranteed money, period, no matter what. So
you mean like a job? If you go do your job, you're guaranteed your paycheck? Is that what?
Exactly.
I mean,
yeah, I'm with you. I understand exactly the point you're making. The other side is like Tiger's theory is there's no incentive for you to get better at your craft because you don't have to. It doesn't make a difference what you do as long as you're in that field of 48 players. Money.
I agree with that point as well.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So it's interesting. So R&A Chief Executive Martin Slumbers, I love his name, Slumbers. I wonder if he sleeps a lot. Insists banning Live Golf Rebels from next year's Open is really not on the agenda right now. But he hasn't ruled out changing the criteria for next year either. So we'll see what happens. He's saying, let me be clear, it's not on our agenda, but what is on our agenda is that we will review our exemptions and qualification criteria for the Open. Whilst we do that every year, we absolutely reserve the right to make changes as our Open Championships Committee deems appropriate. Players have to earn their place in the Open, and that is fundamental to its ethos and unique appeal. So it sounds like there's going to be changes from the RNA about people qualifying or getting into the Open next year.
It's your typical statement, right? That's it. Everybody either they're heading to the Live Tour and the golfers like PGA, whatever. I'm going over here, and all the PGA players are going bah, and everybody else is going, well, we're not doing that, but we're not ruling that out. So you got everybody else saying we're not saying anything.
Right. I still think it's crappy of them not to invite Norman to the Champions Dinner. Now, I understand they didn't want the distraction, but the distraction was still there, especially on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. It wasn't so much around on the weekend, but it was there. And I still think it's crappy that they didn't invite him to it just because of his stance and what he's doing.
Everybody's making a point.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So any other news on Live Golf that I didn't cover that you guys uncovered that I missed?
Nope.
The LPGA really hasn't moved the needle on it, so
still in discussions though, from what I understand. So
something
that could happen. So Shez Reavie wins the Barracuda Championship, which is his third PGA Tour win, which was held in conjunction with the Open Championship. It's the only championship that features a modified Stableford scoring system on tour. And for those of you that don't know what it is you get more points for better scores, right? So if a double eagle's worth like 8 points, and an eagle's 5 points, a birdie's 2 points, par nothing, bogey is -1, and double bogey or more is -3 points. So it was nice to see him win. He's a pretty good guy. I liked his acceptance speech and all that stuff. He's down to earth. He's 40 years old. He knows what his role is, and his dream is to play on a PGA Tour, and I don't see him going anywhere to live, but it's nice to see that these tournaments still exist for the people that aren't able to play in the majors and still get points for FedEx Cup and things like that. So congratulations to him on that. This weekend we're going to the Twin Cities for the TPC Twin Cities at the 3M Open, right? So that's going to be another interesting one. Not a lot of big names on it. Finau is probably the biggest one. Ricky Fowler, Harry Higgs, Matsuyama is going to be there as well. Doc Redman, Shez Reavie, Sahith Theegala, who's my boy, who actually was doing really well in the Open. He was my dark horse to win it, and I thought he was going to make a move, but he faded. But still, it's okay. Yeah. And Danny Willett, those are the big names there. Right now, everybody's picking Finau to win because they think his play is moving. I love Theegala, and I think that this is another opportunity for him to get in the win column. He needs it, really. It's his rookie year, truly, and this could help him get Rookie of the Year honors if he can do it. But we'll see. I think Cam Young is rookie year as well. It's going to be hard for anybody to beat Cam Young unless they do some winning really fast here. So, right. It's a TPC course, right, Aaron?
Yes.
What do you know about it?
There's not a ton of there's not like a ton of history, notable history here.
Right.
It's a relatively newer golf course, within the last 20 so years. It was designed by Arnold Palmer and Tom Lehman. It's 7,400 yard par 71 this week for them. So, relatively normal size course for them. Other than that, there's nothing like outstanding about it. There's nothing crazy. Tour players say they really enjoy playing here. It's always kept in great condition. So it should be fun. I would imagine they're going to go low this weekend.
It's probably one of the cheaper TPC courses that the public could play.
No, fully private course.
It's fully private.
Yeah. Public cannot play without a member.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I do know Max Homa won here in like 2018-19. So it was one of his first wins. So
Max Homa, Matt Wolf, I think, won the 3M Open. So nice. So we get that to look forward to. The season is really winding down now, right? We're on the tail end. We're not doing this wrap around anymore. So as we get closer to the Tour Championship after this week, you got the Rocket Mortgage, which is right here in Detroit, and kind of in our backyard, I guess. The Wyndham Championship, then FedEx, St. Jude Championship, BMW Championship, and then we go to East Lake for the Tour Championship, which starts August 25th. So season's come to a wrap. There's probably, I want to say, 6 other events after this.
where it gives players a chance to earn more points and try to keep their card and stuff like that. And there are also changes to how the minor tour, drawing a blank.
Corn Ferry
Tour, how players get their status and stuff like that. Last year, there was like a lot of play-in tournaments for people that weren't in the top 100 to earn their card or keep their card. There have been changes to that, which we'll go over in a podcast later on this year. But so the season's almost over. I mean, it's coming to an end here, and hopefully we'll have some pretty good events to talk about after the season's over and keep it going. And it's all going to lead up to a lot of live golf talk. I think there's really going to be, I think lawsuits are going to start. I think they're going to keep poaching more players. People are going to say, holy shit, Cam got 110 million. Well, I'm the number 5 player in the world. Can I get 90 million? Right. And 4 years, it's not a huge commitment. If somebody gave me $110 million for 4 years worth of work, I mean, that's pretty much okay. I got to work 4 years and I can retire and do whatever I want.
Right. Not
a bad gig. So what happened in the LPGA last week? I did see that somebody you brought up won. So,
well, one of the notables, that I did mention won, but Lexi did not make the cut. Her and Brittany missed the cut. So they got to play Wednesday and Thursday, and then they got to watch. And they watched Jennifer Cucco and Lizette Salas take it. 26 under was the winning score, won by 6 strokes. So they actually put on a good show out there. It is the team event for the ladies, so a little bit different format than we're used to seeing. Prize for that pair, $603,000. So they each got basically $301,500. We're off to the ladies' 4th major of the year in the Evian over in France this weekend. So the real notables from the year are in the field this week. Jennifer Cucco is back again this week playing. She won the Chevron, so that was the ladies' first major. You've got In-Ji Chun, who won the KPMG Women's PGA earlier this year. She's in the field. Minji Lee, who won the Open and won here last year, loves this course, is in the field. So she's somebody to really watch. There's an amateur, though, that everybody's really excited about, Rose. And I'm going to ruin her last name. I'm going to say Zhang, Z-H-A-N-G. World Amateur #1, teeing it up in the Evian this week. Somebody to watch. So we'll keep an eye on her. A lot of folks are not playing in this. This is a tough stretch for the ladies. The Cordes sisters are playing, but you've got 7 out of the world top 20 ladies not playing.
Really?
Danielle Kang. Lexi's not playing. Minji Park is not playing. So a few big names.
Kang's got some kind of tumor or something going on with her spine. She's got issues, and I know she was going to be probably out of it. But why isn't Lexi playing? Do you think at a major she's going to miss it?
They're actually, so there's a few of them that don't play in this. Number one, it's a tough trip, and it's right in the middle of a really tough stretch. There are 3 majors for the ladies in a 6-week span, plus the Olympics. Ooh. Right? So you've got this, you've got another event, then you've got the Olympics, then you've got their last major. So this is all within the next 5 weeks, and they've already come off their majors, 3 majors.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So this is a tough stretch for them. A fair number of golfers typically take this event off because this tends to be a course that they either love or hate. So like Minji loves it. Everybody else is like, not a big fan. So
interesting. I mean, France, it's a tough trip, and you're going over to Europe, and there's a lot of crap going on. But
yep,
still, it's a major.
Yeah, they upped the prize money this year to $6.5 million on the table for the ladies. So
nice.
Ladies, go out there, tee it up, hit it well, collect some dollaros.
And the ladies have 5 majors, not 4, right?
They have 5. That's
right.
Correct. We have one more for them after this one.
Nice. Well, I might actually watch some of this if it's on this weekend. I don't know what the time difference is between here and France, but I think I'd rather watch some of the ladies in a major than the 3M.
Well, it's worse than England. It's be another hour.
Ooh,
It'll be
okay.
another hour or 2 hours difference depending on where they're at in France. So there'll be 6 or 7 ahead.
Thank God for YouTube.
Right?
Yeah.
Can watch a lot of it on YouTube, probably. Awesome. I appreciate. Thanks for the update. If you guys haven't checked out the ladies, really just go watch them. They're a lot of fun. They're really fun live because they put on a heck of a show, and they're approachable, right? Especially during the pro am and before the tournament. So check it out. Eric, tell us what's going on with Swizzy these days. How you guys doing?
For sure. Yeah, we're doing pretty well. Still working on some partnership stuff. I'd love to come on here and tell you guys that this great new thing is out there, but still working on some partnership stuff. I know you saw I Love Golf in the LinkedIn. So we're happy. We're kind of either taking it over or working with them and just kind of admin stuff. Working with another potential partner on something that would be a really cool kind of standalone shoot off of our app. And what it would essentially be is kind of automatic feedback skeleton of your swing to essentially gauge your shoulder turn and your hip turn and your head sway. And this particular partner does patented polos that have this built-in channel where you can put an alignment rod. So typically their whole thing is that when you're using an alignment rod, you see, coaches and people all the time doing that, shoulder turn thing, but you can actually take a swing while you have that visual cue. So they have that built in, so you can get that visual cue of your alignment rod turning your shoulders while still actually hitting balls. And what they want to work with us on is this kind of standalone app that'll tell golfers, whether they have that stick in or not, how their shoulder turn is doing, how their hip turn is doing. And we think there's a pretty good opportunity to put those in Top Golf, Drive Shack, just in the days. Hey, people are hitting balls, and most of those guys are just casual, having fun. Mm-hmm. But a lot of them are interested in, all right, how was that swing on just a simplified automatic basis? So that would be a cool offshoot for us to work on, and then get that nice skeleton development integrated piece put into our live aspect as well. So I'm excited about that one. I think that would be really cool.
Yeah, that sounds
that
really
is a really cool one.
Yeah, the feedback on that could be very entertaining. I noticed that when I'm playing my worst, it's my hips are sliding rather than turning, which causes those fat shots that I don't do quite as much as I used to do, but it does happen every now and then. And for somebody that recognizes it, it's like, damn it, I did it again. But to have a coach be able to tell you what they're seeing from that view, that feedback would be great. I would love that.
I have a feeling the app would eventually just put a big picture of a chicken on the screen and say, "Stop chicken winging." That's what it would do to me.
That's awesome. What else you got going on? Anything else?
Well, we're still, hitting the pavement with a lot of our direct interaction stuff with our pros. We have a marketing partner that kind of worked with us on strategies for TikTok, Instagram, growing that user base. And what we are working on with our pros that have kind of, we've handpicked to grow them is use a strategy for them to grow themselves. And I think I might have mentioned this either to you, Mike, directly, or maybe in our last podcast, that they grow, when they grow their own social media channels, it helps us versus us trying to grow our own social media channel and get people from, auxiliary ways. Just have these guys brand themselves, become great social media presences, and then, at certain points just say, hey, you could find me on Swizzy Golf and take a lesson there. So we're trying to kind of, put our hand in the pot with these guys and say, all right, let's grow you together. And then we're going to reap the benefits with you through more clients, more lessons, more interaction on our app.
For sure.
It's been kind of a learning curve on us to get this, playbook and learn the algorithms of Instagram and TikTok, start putting together content and developing it for these guys, and then just have them post it as if they're creating it themselves. So spending a lot of time doing that.
Nice. Cool. Are you having any time for yourself to play, or is that on the back burner?
I'm getting out. I have been able to play a decent amount this year when the time permits. July 4th weekend, I got out 4 times, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. So that was unfortunate. I played horribly all 4 days, but it was a great weekend of just getting out. So I've been finding time.
Jeff. So Jeff's been struggling because now Jeff's had 2 injuries that prevented him from playing for basically 2 years, right?
Yep.
And then he took a lesson, and when he follows the lesson,
throw shoulder surgery in there.
yeah. When he follows the lesson, amazing. When he forgets what he learned, it's been a challenge, and there's been some frustration. But Jeff did hit the shot of the year so far. We played, was it 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
And Jeff was in a bunker, which for me as a left-hander wouldn't have been a problem because of where the ball was. As a right-hander, he had no stance. So he knelt down on the grass on the side of the bunker and hit one of the best bunker shots we've seen in a long time to about 4 or 5 feet.
About 4 feet. Yep.
It was
Just
amazing.
I didn't know what to do. I just stood there and I went, well, I don't have much of an option. No, down to full swing and away it went.
And I didn't have my phone out.
Mike goes, why didn't I have my phone?
So I couldn't record the dang shot to get it up on the channel either, because it would have been amazing. So
This is a tough round otherwise, though.
there's been some interesting rounds, but I put the 4-iron back in the bag, took the 2-iron out of my bag because
Good call.
When I first got that 2-iron, I could hit the crap out of it, and then it just went to shit, and then it's in my head. So when Aaron and I played on Saturday, what were we on, 15, the par 5, Aaron?
Yeah.
We're on 15, and we were 220 yards from the pin, and I hit I pulled the 4-iron out, and it didn't hit it great, so I just dropped another ball. I said, I'm just going to hit it and see what happens. And Aaron's like, holy shit, you hit the flag.
Yeah,
So,
he did.
Nice.
yeah, I was like, that's what that club's supposed to do. Okay, so I felt pretty good about that. But Aaron's game's coming around nicely. We got to get his driver under control.
It's really the only thing. I probably struck the ball better than I ever last weekend. I hit some great iron shots last weekend. It was wonderful.
Absolutely did.
Don't forget, we'll be on the course Thursday.
Oh yeah, that'll be a great time.
Outing. Craig Riedel outing.
This Thursday?
21st.
Okay. I don't know that.
We'll chat about that after this.
Aaron, I think we thought you'd be working, so I don't know if you're in that one.
Yes.
But I think, Mike, you're in that one.
I don't think I am, but I have a managers meeting on Thursday in Findlay.
Okay.
Let me see what I can do.
We'll figure something out.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that.
That's okay.
Yeah, okay. Anyway, the state of our game is all over the place again, and the year's not coming to a close, but we're getting into those dog days. August is right around the corner, and
we'll golf through October this year.
Hopefully,
Probably.
we can golf into December like we've done in the past. So you're in New York, Eric. I don't know how the weather's been treating you for golf late fall, but we've been lucky a couple years here for it to be able to play pretty late into the season.
Yep.
Yeah, I think in the last couple seasons, I think I might have gotten out in December once. Usually,
Nice.
I'll try to sneak in a day after Thanksgiving.
Mm-hmm.
That's usually typical closing weekend for courses. The ones that don't want to cut dead grass anymore. But those Thanksgiving, December, you're starting to hit concrete on the greens at certain points in the day. Your ball's bouncing 30 feet in the air going over the green on a perfect shot. So
Yep.
I've played in one year where I hit a ball short on a par 3 with the big pond, and it took a beautiful bounce off the ice onto the green. So I'm not opposed to playing when there's ice or other things on the course, as long as it's not under you get around that 40-degree mark with a little wind, and it gets chilly. So
Yes, it does.
I'm willing to play in a lot of conditions, but the cold is just brutal, and sometimes it's not worth it. So awesome. Anybody got anything else before we wrap it up tonight?
I got nothing crazy.
Awesome. Eric, thanks for joining us. I really appreciate you coming on and sharing your opinions and thoughts and telling us what's going on with Swizzy Golf.
Yeah, we'd like to hear.
Yeah. So we'll get you back on again soon here, and I'm following you pretty closely on LinkedIn. So whenever you're posting stuff, I'm making sure I'm staying in touch with you hopefully getting more people involved. So it's a great product. If you guys haven't tried it, please give it a shot. Download the app, reach out to us. We'll, if you need to talk to Eric, we'll get you in touch with them. But give the app a shot and get your game better, right? So that's what it's all about, trying to amp up your game. That's what we started to do about 2 years ago, and we continue to do it every day. So thanks for coming in, and thanks for talking with us. Guys, thanks for joining me again today, and we appreciate everybody that's listening to us. Thank you.
Bye,
Take care,
everybody.
everybody.
Thanks a lot, guys. Having fun.